sure what the time frame is. It might say on there. I don't know how long that's going to take, but do give it time. 2 days? Okay, I'm going to give you guys another website. Another email. It's easy to remember. Remember I was telling you yesterday about the Elections Integrity Unit at the Attorney General's office? Just the initials, EIU at azag.gov. If you have any concerns where you think that there's an impropriety, that's where you email it, okay?
Can you say that again?
EIU at azag, like Attorney General.gov. And that's for impropriety or concerns or anything you want to report. Questions, I would go to the county recorder. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's what you want to do. I was just at an RNC. Some of you might have been at the RNC meeting. David Bossie just came in town last night, right directly from the president's office. And they said that they are going to have a call team that they want anybody that has a canceled ballot, that what they're going to ask you to do is go to the recorder's office and say, I need to get a new vote, a new ballot. So do you know anything about that? Because they said everybody should be able to do that.
About the canceled ballot issue. If you had an early ballot, you were signed up for the permanent early voting list. If you're signed up for that and you chose to vote in person, that gives you 2 ballots.
No, they said there's various reasons why you can be canceled.
Okay, so
let me finish with this. The paper is thin, and if there's a hole, then you're canceled.
Okay.
The Sharpie is canceled. So they said everybody should check on their vote, and if it's not working, they should go to the recorder's office.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat what you said.
Thank you.
And you said exactly where I was going.
Okay.
If you had an early ballot and you voted in person and it says canceled, that is why. If you did not have an early ballot and you voted in person and it says canceled, then there's a problem. And you said if that's the case, you come back to the recorder's office and you request a new ballot. Okay?
And you need to do it right away.
And do it tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir.
Why do they have on tape the county election official saying that the Sharpie does bleed through?
Okay, the question is, why does it say that the Sharpie does bleed through, not to use it?
It was said by a county election official.
Okay.
It's on tape.
Okay, well, let me answer it and then he's going to clarify it. Okay, there's different counties, obviously, here in Arizona, and different counties do it differently. In some counties, yes, the Sharpie bleeding through is going to spoil your ballot. Here in Maricopa County, that's not supposed to be the case. And then you want to clarify something.
Yeah. So, whoops, look at that, I broke my own megaphone. The worst thing. So, in regards to that, what you're referring to, what he's referring to, guys, is yes, last night here at this elections office, the woman who said she was, basically the supervisor on duty, her words verbatim when I expressed to her, hey, we were forced to use this Sharpie. She said, well, you were not forced to use a Sharpie. There's no way you could have been forced to use a Sharpie. Well, because if you were to use a Sharpie, it would have voided your ballot, so we don't force that. And so that's what they're referring to. And that was from
Okay, if that's the video I watched today with Jennifer asking the question, I do need to say the woman wasn't allowed to finish. What she was trying to say was that when you use a Sharpie, it used to bleed through, like I told you earlier, and it would spoil your ballot. But she couldn't finish what she was about to say, was that if it does bleed through, it's offset and it shouldn't spoil it, because on the other side were the judges. Remember, the judges were on side too? And if it went through, it wouldn't vote for that judge. It would be off on the side somewhere. So it shouldn't spoil your ballot. If it did, if your ballot was spoiled, you need to tell me about that. You need to tell the Attorney General, and you can join the lawsuit if you want to do that.
How do we know, though?
They would have told you in the moment that your ballot was rejected, and then it would have gone to adjudication.
Why can't they, if for transparency's sake, because there's so many questions about this, right? Why not get 5,000 ballots? Do all Sharpies, okay? Just do them. And keep it live on TV and show and count how many are accurate and how many aren't. Because that way, if there's one, we know that there's a problem. If there's zero and we have a decent sample, why not?
Well, that sounds like a great idea. Right now, they got to get, the whole entire country's waiting for us to get this done. So we'll canvass the results, and then why not do that? But I don't. If I think the judge could stop them to do that. The deadline tomorrow for the judge is to tell them what we want to do. I recommend you reach out to the attorney and make that suggestion to have some kind of a quality assurance test ran before we go any further. And that has to happen at the courts level. So.
These are our votes. These are
absolutely, it's your votes.
We are the people, so make it transparent. Everyone wants to say, well, it shouldn't, but that doesn't give us 100%
right.
accuracy.
So if you think that should be done, go to the law. I mean, I can't give his name at the moment, but just Google it. What is it? Culloden, the Culloden Law Group, and ask to talk to them and tell them your idea. Okay, who's next? Yes, sir.
Just want to make a brief comment. My son voted yesterday in person in Tempe, and the only thing that they offered were Sharpies.
Yeah. That was
Well, it was on election day. He went on election day, and they only offered Sharpies.
Okay, so he's saying that they only offered Sharpies. That's not any kind of violation. I mean, it's kind of a bummer, but you could. No. Listen. If they're offering Sharpies in Maricopa County, does it say no Sharpies on the ballot?
It says like blue and black ink only.
Okay, so he says it says blue and black ink only. A Sharpie's black ink.
No,
if you don't want to use or whatever. Okay, guys, come on, give me a break. So if it says blue and black ink only, and you bring a blue pen or you bring a black pen, you ought to be able to use it. The problem exists, I know. So providing you with black Sharpies is, like I said, it's a bummer. But the worst one is if they force you to use those and say, we're not going to, and that's what I keep pushing. That is not appropriate, and I want to know who put that policy forward and enforced it.
I just want to say one thing on that, because I voted in Gilbert, and I went at 5 o'clock on election day. There was a pile of ballpoint pens and a pile of Sharpies. Let me finish. I walked in. They specifically would pick it up. No one's ever handed me a pen in an election before. Picked it up and said, this is the pen you vote for. I watched them do it person after person after person. And let me finish. I had to force through four people to allow me as a free American to vote with a pen. And 2 hours later, my landlord went to the same location. All the pens were gone. All they had out were
so she's saying that they did have ballpoint pens and the Sharpies. The ballpoint pens were removed and they were forced to use the Sharpies. That's what I'm talking about. That's not right. That shouldn't have happened. It's somebody's policy. I don't know who implemented it, and I'm looking to find out where that came from. Don't let that happen again. That wasn't right. They should not have done that. I wish if I had a time machine, I would be there right now to stop it. I don't. So what we have to do is find out where it came from.
I get it.
I get it, guys. I get it. So, all right. So what we could do then, this is a good exercise, because what we could do then is take this tomorrow to the attorney and put that in the.
Are you going to do that?
Absolutely. I'm in conversations with them. I'm happy to do that. I encourage you guys to do it as well. It can't just be me. So you guys do it as well. Oh, I have a question over here.
I want to have a question. My name is George. I'm from MAAP Real Talk Show. This is a media question. Why is it only I see Republicans with the problem of cancellation? I don't see any Democrats.
His question is, is it only Republicans who are concerned with things being canceled? I don't know the answer to that. Let's ask him. Are any Democrats
Any
here?
Democrats in here?
Are there any Democrats here that are concerned with their ballots being canceled?
Thank you. Very interesting. Thank you.
Another question over here.